Hello and welcome to Trial TV Live. I am the Squeegee of Justice. Thank you so much for joining us today as we are anticipating the plea hearing / sentencing of Courtney Clenney out of Miami, Florida today, starting at 9 o'clock. Should be a very, very interesting day because the court has yet to accept her plea. So we'll unpack all of it before court starts. So in the meantime, get comfortable, settle in, and let's get started.
Yeah, I was there when the fire started, 'cause I was the one who lit the match. My mind blown and mind fucked. I'm mining through the wreckage of what used to be my stuff, and now it's myself. I got $1 billion heart on a dollar store platter. I shouldn't blow my brains out here, just clean the place and that shit to splatter. I got $1 billion mind and a pocket full of butter. I wish I knew one honest way to tell you I'm a liar. 'Cause you only live once, then you only live twice. The devil gives me back rubs and his hands are cold as ice, making sweet love to a mermaid on a rocking paradise. Every now and then, you just gotta roll it out. Oh my God, what have I done? Got too high, I'm good as gold. Oh my God, what have I done? Got too high, licked by the sun. And I was there when the fire ended. Yeah, I was the one who put it out. A mindful and mind you, I'm running in a minefield, wearing sneakers firefighters can't afford. I got $1 billion heart on a dollar store platter. I shouldn't blow my brains out here, just clean the place and that shit splatter. I got $1 billion mind, but my soul is in the closet. And you can mushroom cloud the world, but don't you dare reach for my wallet. 'Cause you only live once, then you only live twice. The devil gives me back rubs and his hands are cold as ice, making sweet love to a mermaid on a rocking paradise. Every now and then, you just gotta roll it out. Oh my God, what have I done? Got too high, I'm good as gold. Oh my God, what have I done? Got too high.
All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We are going to be covering Courtney Clenney today out of Miami, Florida. She entered a plea, and we are waiting to see if the court will accept her plea and then what her sentencing will be. So, with all of that, welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing today? We have got Shirley Roth, Bing and Billy. Hello to you. Linda, good to see you. Hey, Camilla, welcome in. Amby, Aussie Gardner. Good morning to you all. Crazy Mary Fitz, how are you doing? We have Elaine. Kimbers, good morning. Iowa Backyard Cam, great to see you. Hey, Christine, hello, hello, welcome in. Tammy and KS, great to see you. Let's see here. Let me get to closer to when we went live. Pammy, great to see you. Camilla, good morning to you. Hope everyone is doing well on a Monday. It is August 10th, 2026. Debbie, good morning. Welcome in. Grizzly Grandma, thank you so much for the gift there. Appreciate that. Dreamcatcher, how much time served does she have? She was arrested in 2022. It is 2026, so we're going with 4 years. Hey, Brat, how are you? Kathy Davis. Texas Law Cat, hello, hello. Wizard of Ezzy, great to see you again. Kathy, you've been up all night sick? Oh, sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better. That stinks. Hey, Kelsey, Carol, Challenger, welcome in, everybody. Great to see you all. Horse Welfare saying hello. Barry, great to see you. Kelly, yeah. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey, Debs, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Lynn Taylor, good morning to you. Maddie's mom. Granny Debbie, Angelique. Ambi, good morning, good morning. Welcome in. All right, Snake Lady, how are you doing? Hey, Christine, great to see you. Jennifer, Bama Green Eyes. Kaylee, welcome in. So good to see you all. All right, XXMLC, good morning. It has been a while. Hope you're doing well. All right, I want to show you guys a couple things. Let's get over here. There's a few things I wanted to show you guys. We talked about this the other day. Courtney was a bodybuilder, right? So this is this video that I'm not going to show. I just took some stills. So this is from 2016. So she was a bodybuilder first and a model. So here's just some pictures of her. And Debbie, remember you were saying, you know, you're not a fan of women that have muscles and whatnot. She's not, I mean, she's working out and she's doing her thing. It seems like she's more like a beach body kind of thing versus, you know, just straight up muscle like some people can get. So again, this is from 2016. So if you look at her arms, you know, she's not like, you know, like some of the bodybuilders can get. So to me, I'm thinking she's more going like a beach body kind of thing. So there's her arms. You know, the woman on the right has more definition, but this was from 2016. So this was well before she had met. So there's her arms. So, I mean, she's got some definition, but she's not, you know, like really cut like some bodybuilders can be. All right. Hey, Snap. Dawn, how are you? Welcome in. Great to see both of you. Hey, Nick, how are you guys? Let's all take a moment and hit the like button. If you are in chat, please take a moment and hit the like button. If you are not in chat and you can hear my voice, please just take a moment and hit the like button. Now, the other thing is I wanted to geolocate us for those that don't know where this is taking place. So this is Florida. All right, so here's the United States, eastern coast, east coast of the United States. So this is taking place down in Miami. And let's zoom in here. So this is, let's see. Let me get my heading straight here. All right, so this is right on Biscayne Bay. Beautiful area, right? I mean, you can imagine it's an absolutely gorgeous area. So here is One Paraiso. So this is where this happened. So there's these three towers. I'm not sure which tower they were in. I don't know which tower they were in. All I do know is that they were on the 22nd floor. So as you can see, absolutely beautiful, right? You know, she had a view. They had a view of Biscayne Bay there. So just a very nice area of Miami. So this is where they lived. Oops. Oh, I screwed that up. Sorry, guys. Oh boy, I really messed that up. All right. So anyway, this is where they lived. So that's where they lived. All right. Let me get us over here. Let me close this up here. And let me just check to make sure our feed has not kicked in yet. All right. Feed has not kicked in. We are scheduled for a 9 o'clock-ish start. Now, here's the thing. Judge has to accept this plea. So the judge has to accept the plea, and then I would anticipate we're going to hear some impact statements, right? Some victim impact statements. I'm sure the Obumselis are going to speak. I'm sure his brother will. I don't know if his mother will, but I'm sure. Well, again, I'm only guessing, but I would think that his brother would talk. And on Courtney's side, I would expect her parents probably to talk. Now, here's something really interesting. That there was a witness that saw Christian assaulting Courtney through a window. He was across the street, and there's an interview with him. It's like a body cam. He was talking to police. So the defense is going with battered spouse syndrome. So they're going with Christian. As many times as we saw this, the elevator, of course, that's what everybody has seen. There's also the Colorado incident. She was also arrested in Las Vegas. So she has several, at least three. The police have been called on her at least 2 other times. She was arrested and arrested in Las Vegas. So we all know what Courtney has done to Christian. Now the defense is going to say, well, look what Christian has done to Courtney. So apparently there was this eyewitness who saw him, assaulting her. And the way he described it, he was punching her. He was wailing on her. But again, that's across the street through a window. Or maybe it was in the complex, like we just showed you. Maybe it was in that complex where he saw it. So the defense is going with this battered spouse syndrome. We heard from Lenore Walker in one of the pretrials. If you had been following us the last couple of days, we've been doing prep for Courtney's for today. And we showed one pretrial hearing in which Lenore Walker was saying she was going to testify if this had actually gone to trial. She was going to testify in relationship to this battered spouse syndrome. So it's kind of like Sarah Boone. It's very much like Sarah Boone. Hey, Ambi, Crunchy Frog, CJ Sunshine, how are you guys all doing? Bama Green Eyes, so great to see you guys. Thank you for joining us. Henrietta, welcome in. Thank you guys. Hey, Fanny, Lorianne, good to see you. So, hey, Betty, how are you? Let's see. Kelia says, she is compelled to accept the plea. Well, they have entered a plea. It's up to the judge to accept it. Chances are the judge is going to accept it. The Obumselis are okay with this. I mean, the state is okay with it. The defense is okay with it. The family of Christian is okay with it. I would assume Courtney's okay with it. So I can't imagine the judge, barring some just ridiculous, barring some ridiculous, well, not ridiculous, but just incredible, something happening to turn this on its head. The chances are that this will continue, with the judge accepting the plea, and then her being sentenced. So I would expect. I personally want to hear from the medical examiner, because apparently this knife that was thrown by her as Christian is charging her went into his chest, his right chest, below his shoulder, like right about here, over 3 inches, right? So over 3 inches here. So 3 inches, you guys. All right, here's 3 inches. All right, this is 3 inches right there. All right, so this is 3 inches. So that's how deep it went. So you can see it didn't go through, but that's pretty intense. That's pretty intense. So she claims that he was charging her and she threw the knife at him. Now her mother, Deborah, was on the phone with her. That's the other thing, you guys. Don't forget that. Then there's this. Let me pull that up while we're still waiting for this feed to kick in. There is also this. Her mom was actually on the phone when this was all going on. And she says that she heard Christian, yelling and all this stuff. So let me get over here. So here's the order. This is the order in which it happened. So he goes out to Subway, right? He went out to get sandwiches. I believe he left at 1:30. So he was out for 3 hours. So he returns around 4:33. And then she calls her mom, Deborah, and that phone call lasts at 6 minutes. Then she calls again, and that call lasts for 7 minutes. Now at 4:46, the neighbors called building security, and security calls 911. So this happened somewhere between 4:42, 3, something like that, and 4:45, 4:46, something like that. Well, they heard that there was screaming going on. So right now the theory is between 4:43 and 4:49. So then she calls at 4:57. So why did she wait? Why did she wait almost 10 minutes? And then in the background, you can hear Christian saying, I can't feel my arm, all this stuff. So, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Well, you know, but her mom is on the phone. Her mom is on the phone with her. So I wonder if her mom is going to talk. Will her mom? I mean, she would have been called. She would have been called as a witness. Brenda, welcome in. How are you? Great to see you. Hey, William, how are you? Thank you, Elaine. Appreciate that. So we have a poll. If you guys take a moment and answer our poll, and also hit the like button if you don't mind. So I'm really interested to hear from her mom, because her mom told police in a phone interview that she heard Christian yelling, and she said that Courtney was saying that he was being aggressive and all this stuff. So I'm still having, for me, it's hard for me to imagine she threw this knife and it, magically went in. It was slightly downward too, and it went into his shoulder here, because he would have been like this if she threw something. If she's about to do this, he would have definitely done. He would have ducked. He would have. I mean, that's your first reaction, is you put your hands up, you do something like that. So for him. And again, I'm only speculating, I'm only guessing, but if she picked up a knife and then she throws it from 10 feet away, he's going to do something like this. Chances are it's not going to make it through and strike him here. So, little Lulu, how are you? Good to see you. All right. Hey, Toys, how are you? Rose Red, how are you? Good morning. Welcome in. Grab a seat. Hey, Snow Caddish, how are you? Great to see you. Lori, we're expecting 9 o'clock. They're any minute now. Any minute now. So we're just waiting for the court feed to kick in. Let's see. Hey, Lazy Boys, how are you? Great to see you. Lori, she definitely didn't throw the knife. I have issues with that as well. If you guys watched our deep dive the last couple of days, there's at one point where they have a knife expert, and he tosses it at a pig carcass, and he's supposed to be 10 feet away, but he's not. He's like 6 feet away, and it doesn't go in 3 inches. I think it maybe it goes in like 2 inches. Maybe it does go in 3 inches, and this is a professional thrower too, so. I don't know. It's a tough one to swallow. It's a difficult one to think about. That she was able to do that. So, Mama, how are you? Great to see you. Welcome in. Snowcat says, "I just know I'm going to be so disappointed with the terms of the plea." The family's okay with it, you guys. Family is okay with it. They said that they were okay with it. So, on behalf of the Obumseli family, I am pleased to announce that Defendant Courtney Clenney, the state, and the Obumseli family have reached a resolution that would avoid an unnecessary trial. The resolution will be made public at a sentencing hearing on August 10th. They say 10 a.m., but everybody's saying on the docket it says 9. So if we have to hang out till 10, we hang out till 10. Pleading guilty and accepting full responsibility will begin the process of bringing closure to a very tragic, life-changing event for the Obumseli family. So they're okay with it. Carol, we're still working on it. We're still finalizing details with the contractor, but thank you for asking. Christine, good morning to you. Welcome in. How are you doing? Debbie, you are right. She had a lot of blood on her. 10 feet wouldn't have made that much on her. Well, don't forget, she was cradling Christian. After this happened, she was cradling him. That's how the first responders found her as well. That she was holding on to him. She's cradling him. So that's why she had all that blood on her. Beach Mom, good morning. Excuse me, losing my voice today. Crunchy, problem is can't say it couldn't possibly happen. Oh, the knife. Well, excuse me. anything's possible. I mean, anything is possible. But what's probable? What's probable? It's more probable that she took the knife and did one of these than her throwing it 10 feet. So anything is possible, as of course, anything is possible. But you have to look at what's more probable or not. And to me, it's more probable that she did not throw it. But again, anything is possible. All right. Dairy Free, how are you? Great to see you. Welcome in. Hello from sunny Birmingham. Awesome. Welcome in. Grizzly Grandma says she was holding him to keep him from calling earlier. That's an interesting thought. You know, she waited like almost 10 minutes before she called 911. Kel, yeah, if he's 10 feet away, then he wasn't threatening her. If he was charging her, she would have held onto the knife to threaten him. That's a very good point. Debbie, thank you so much for the $4. Appreciate that. Little cups of coffee. Let's see. Derry, what do we reckon Courtney's going to get? Well, we have a poll going. So don't forget she has time served. She does have time served. And involuntary. So she's charged with second degree. Here's my thought. She's charged with second degree. It doesn't make sense for you to take a plea at the charge, right? You usually plead down, because if you're just going to accept the charge, then just go to court and take your chances with a trial, because you may be found not guilty. But this is my own personal thinking and opinion. I could be completely wrong. I don't know, but this is what I think. If I was told you're charged with second degree, but they're offering you a plea and it's less, or it's the same. I'm sorry, if it's the same, I'd be like, well, I'm going to roll the dice and I'll go to trial with it, because I may be found not guilty. So I want a lesser charge. So the lesser charge is involuntary manslaughter, and that is only 10 to 15 years, I think. Let's see. Yeah, up to 15 years. Sorry. Not 10 to 15. So it's up to 15 years. So manslaughter is a second degree felony, punishable up to 15 years in prison, 15 years of probation, $10,000 fine. So that's why I'm going with involuntary manslaughter, and then time served. You know, she'd be getting out in like 5 years, 6 years, you know. So we do have a poll going. What will Courtney's sentencing be? We have judge rejects the plea, gives her 16 years to life. We have 1 to 5 years. We have 6 to 10 years and 11 to 15 years. So take a moment to answer that, and to hit the like button as well. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button. We have 172 likes and 316 people watching. So if you wouldn't mind, just take a moment. If you can hear my voice and you're not in chat, just take a moment and hit the like button. And if you are in chat, just double check to make sure you did hit the like button. And let's see if we can increase those numbers up closer to the number of people that are watching. So Bremenak, I love the kitty comments. Yeah, that's Rafa. He's trying to go outside, but he's on house arrest right now. Challenger, how in the world is involuntary manslaughter only 15 years in prison? Just makes no sense. That's what it is. Kimber's meow, totally. Jane, how do we know it was the state that offered the plea? Defense could have asked. It's according to Florida PI Sam, the state's the one that has to make the plea. It's the state. Defense can ask, but it's the defense that has. I'm sorry. The defense can ask, but it's the state that has to initiate the plea, and that's according to Florida PI Sam. So the defense can ask all they want. The defense can say, "Give us a plea, and the state could be like, "Yeah, no, or okay, we'll give you a plea, and then here it is." So it's the defense can ask, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. You can ask all you want, but it's the state. The prosecutors that have to say, okay. Yes. Meow morning, exactly. Auntie Ree, how are you? Good morning. Yes, Rafa. He wants to go out. So, Elaine, we're finalizing a contractor. We actually have a contractor we want to use, and we're just waiting for one final little piece of the puzzle. But we're hoping this week they can get started. We're just waiting for one more little piece of paperwork, and then hopefully we can get started. They said it was only going to be about 3 days too, so hopefully once they get started, it will go up pretty quickly. Horse Welfare, thank you so much for the 10 jewels. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Nessie, how are you? Good morning. Welcome in. Snow Caddish, it won't be time served, but most likely she'll be out 2030, 2031. 5 to 6 years. Melissa, my cats stay on house arrest. Too many hawks and other large birds out there. Oh yeah, Aaron reminded me they handcuffed Christian too. Don't forget that. So when first responders arrive and he's on the floor, there's blood all over. We can we'll look at that as well. I mean, you guys, I've shown these pictures before, but let me see where are they? It's not pleasant, right? I mean, there's definitely. I mean, the poor guy was. Well, we know what happened to him. It's just how did it happen? So, I mean, this is part of, and there's the knife in question. So. I forgot my train of thought. What was I? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Aaron reminded me he was handcuffed. So the first responders get there. He's on the ground, obviously. I think he's still conscious. Is he still conscious? I think he's still conscious. And they pull her out of the apartment, but then they handcuff him. Like, what the heck? Why on earth would you handcuff this guy who's clearly got, a serious wound? And then the elevator, if you guys look at this elevator, the elevator goes right into their apartment, right? It's like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, like it goes right into the apartment. And apparently the gurney, they couldn't fit him in there, so I think they had to stand him up. So they weren't able to lay him down. So I'm just astonished that they handcuffed him. Shannon, welcome in. How are you? Good morning. Hey, Renee. Good morning to you. Got some storms rolling through. Court watcher, why was he handcuffed? He was the one bleeding. Yeah, exactly. That's a great question. Do not know. Cindy Davidson, welcome to Rabbit Ears. Oh, Mama, 9 months of rabbit ears. Wait. Oh, okay, Cindy, 11 months. So I couldn't see it here. So Cindy, thank you for 11 months, and Mama is 9 months. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate your support for that long. There's Mama. Seems like longer than 9 months. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate that. Lynn, that's a lot of blood. Well, he was stabbed here, and it went in 3 inches. So just imagine that. Just imagine that. And we saw pictures of the autopsy, and it was pretty nasty looking. Pretty nasty looking. 80s Music Man, how are you? He was not smart for staying in the relationship. This also proves that girls can be abusive in a relationship. Sadly, that stigma stays with guys. And yes, please misspell those certain words that will possibly get us into trouble. We just don't want to have our channel looked at negatively, which it seems like it has been happening. Grizzly, arrested during his last moments. I can't comprehend that. I hope that this haunts her for the rest of her life. He passed away about an hour later. I think it was around 6 o'clock was his, they called it. And this happened at 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock. So he lived for about an hour, unfortunately. Carolyn, they didn't know if he had a weapon, I guess. I guess, but I don't even know if they handcuffed him behind or in front. I don't know if they did that. Oh, wait, here. This is from the affidavit Aaron is sending me. All right. According to the... Hold on a sec. All right. Thank you, Aaron. According to the arrest affidavit. So, The wound track was 8 centimeters deep, or about 3.15 inches. So we already showed that 3 inches, right? It entered his right chest at a downward angle. It punctured his subclavian artery, causing the fatal injury. So it hit an artery. She claims she threw it from 10 feet away. The medical examiner reportedly concluded that the wound's location, angle, and depth were inconsistent with a knife thrown from that distance. The defense later disputed that conclusion using its own experts. So, yeah, they were saying slightly downward. You know, and don't forget, she's 5'8", he's like 6'1". She was 5'8", 150. Christian was 6'1", and I think around 220, I think, 210, something like that. He's definitely a larger man, no question about it. But she's 5'8", so she's pretty tall. To 6'1", that's only 4 inches. So, you know, I'm having a real hard time wrapping my head around this being thrown. I just don't see how that could have happened. So, oh, do we have a feed? Ooh, we have a feed. All right, we do have a feed. Sweet.
The transfer order, hopefully we have them over there next week.
Very good. And then we have a 7/20/27 date. Can we read that?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, very good. Thanks. Have a good day.
Now it's 2027, correct?
2027, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. For boot camp, Officer Barrientos, the case of Young.
Yes, Judge, 19M. I had this placed on calendar, Judge, just to inform the court, of course, of Mr. Young's death.
Yes. As a result, the probation is terminated at this point successfully. All right, anything else after Barrientos?
Yes, Judge, on page 7, I have Calvin Thomas, Officer Barrientos, on behalf of Miami-Dade County Corrections Boot Camp Program.
Yes.
He's on today for boot camp evaluation. Mr. Thomas is eligible for the boot camp program. The memo should be in his file sometime this week. We just submitted it upstairs today.
And Ms. Cole, I know Ms. Wood-Borak is not here right now, but if you could just let her know that he does qualify for boot camp, and then we'll be back.
So these sound like just other hearings. Sounds like they're just going through some other hearings right now. And we can listen in. I'll listen in, but this is not Courtney yet. This is just other hearings, other things on the docket, other hearings on the docket.
There on Zoom on page 9 and 10, actually, and part of 11, Antavius Harris.
He's president.
Mr. Harris, good morning. All right, Ms. Baptista, what are the guidelines and any plea offers in these cases?
Okay, Ms. Baptista, on behalf of the state, the defendant scores 265.95 months state prison up to life with 3 10-year firearm inmans in F25-19904B, F25-20735B, and F25-19897A. The state's offer is an adjudication, 5-year state prison, followed by 10 years reporting probation, special conditions of a stay-away order from all victims in all the cases, and also restitution.
All right, Mr. DeCote, have you received that offer previously? Do you wish to come back at some point this week? What are your wishes at this point?
Thank you, Your Honor. The hope is that I did speak with Ms. Coe last week about the
So again, just so you guys aren't wondering what's going on, this sounds like more hearings. Sounds like the judge is going through her docket, what she has on her plate. So Courtney, this is not Courtney yet. That's why we're not seeing anybody in court. So this is other people's hearings, and then Courtney maybe coming up at 10. I'm not sure. It said 9 o'clock on the docket, but then the family said 10 o'clock. So we'll just hang out. So right now, this is not Courtney. This is just other hearings on the judge's docket.
The defendant scores 273.975 months state prison up to life with 3 10-year firearm inmans in those same cases, Judge. And the state's offer is also an adjudication, 5-year state prison, followed by 10 years reporting probation with special conditions of a stay-away order from all the victims in all the cases and restitution.
Ms. Cole?
Your Honor, we have extended a defense counteroffer. I do believe that we should be able to resolve both of these cases. As Mr. DeVoe stated, I believe the state wants to close them out at the same time, so if the 20th is the next possible date, then I suppose that we can just set it for that date.
Plea 820, Mr. Pittman must be brought to court.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Page 16 and 17, Cervantes Wiggins.
Yes, Auntie Ree, yes, they're definitely going to be impact statements. I fully expect there to be victim impact statements. Rose Red, yes, the judge's name is Andrea Wolfson. Andrea Wolfson.
I'm not sure if the judge is aware, but
Kaylee, are there other people other than Courtney? Yeah, but to me this sounds like they're going through other hearings, other defendants, is what it sounds like. Christine, why was there a change of judge? She got rotated out. They rotated Cruz, I think was her name. They rotated her out.
can't come into court today.
Okay.
But he did express that he is willing to cooperate in this case and he is on board.
Yeah, they're just going through other defendants on the docket. So they got rotated out. They got rotated out, or she got rotated out, and then Judge Wolfson took over.
Excluded without prejudice. At this point, there have been many issues with his ability to participate in any kind of prosecution.
Remenach, just a plea, no trial. Correct. It may be like a mini trial. I'm still trying to figure out, like with Kohlberger, there were victim impact statements. I don't think they had any testimony. I forget. But with Colt Gray, it was like 2 days or 2.5 days. It was literally like a mini trial. But that was a non-negotiable plea, which meant that was up to the judge to decide what to sentence him. So she's going to enter her plea. I'm sure we're going to hear from victim impacts. We're going to hear victim impact statements from both sides. We're going to hear the mitigating factors, the circumstances, I can't think of the word right now. Anyway, we will hear from both sides, and who is going to talk for Courtney. I would expect her aggravating. That's what it was. Aggravating factors, mitigating circumstances. So I would think her parents would talk, and then I would love to hear from the medical examiner and maybe a first responder, but I really don't know. I don't know. Hey, Lena, how are you? Welcome in. Lynn, what was your guess? I went with, with time served, you got 4 years time served. I went with the 10. I went with the 10. The 6 to 10 years. Because this is the first time, well, I was going to say first time offense, but it's not. She has actually stabbed her boyfriends before. She has attacked and assaulted Christian before. So this truly is not a first time offense. But even if they give her 15 years, and again, I'm only guessing. I'm only going off of what I was able to find. So I'm guessing involuntary manslaughter, and if so, then it would be 15 years. So with time served, that's why I went with the 6 to 10 years. But again, I could be completely off on this. I just don't know. So we'll have to see. Let me just make sure here.
That I've passed. Does anybody have anything to call or recall?
I believe that's it, Judge.
Okay, all right. So let me give it about 10 minutes or so, because I know you all have to do some regrouping. If nobody shows up in that amount of time, we'll just reset it for tomorrow. Okay? All right, we'll be in a brief recess.
I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
All right, now she's in recess for 10 minutes. So. Jennifer, yes, she has stabbed other people. She has stabbed Christian. She stabbed Christian in the leg before. She has stabbed Christian in the leg before.
Can you bring it back on Wiggins?
Manzi, 16 years to life. That would be the judge rejecting her plea, probably. I don't think she's going to get that. But I'm just guessing. I really don't know. XLMLC, Boone was offered 15. Yep. Kelly, I heard 10. I heard a 10-minute recess. And then they're going to figure out who's next on the docket.
So you're gonna bring him back on Wednesday? You better let Carlos know. Wiggins. Carlos. Wednesday, print Wiggins for plea. Wiggins. I know the judge gave it.
See if we can hear some stuff.
It's the 12th. The judge gave it. Or she wanted for Wednesday also. It's cold. Wiggins.
It's just a free-for-all. It's a free-for-all in the court right now.
It's reset for Wednesday for the alleged victim to be on.
Paula, good morning to you.
See what goes on with that.
Rose Red says, what a shame Christian did not just walk away from her. I know. It is. It's a shame. CJ, he should have left her and gotten an order of protection. I know. That's what is so sad about it, is that Christian stuck around. I mean, there was that in Colorado. There's a video of her being abusive to him there. She thinks he was talking to like 3 other women or something like that. Karen, can't that affect her sentence? And hello from the UK. I would. See, I don't know what's going to be allowed in. I don't know if the judge is going to allow in these prior bad acts or not. I would think so at this point. I would think so, but I really don't know. We'll have to just wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Brett says, I'm really curious to see what the state offered. Often they seem to be not only specific charge, but also specific sentencing recommendation, though the judge is free to ignore it. That is true. They do. We've seen other sentencings where the defense says, give my client 10 years, and the state comes in and says, give the defendant 30 years, or whatever it is. We have seen that. We see that often. And Jamie, how are you? Are you in the courtroom? Good to see you. Are you in the courtroom? Good morning to you, Jamie. Trevor, how are you doing? You're going with 30 years to life? Kelly, she said after the 10 minutes, if they're still not here, then we'll just recess. I'm hoping that's for another group of people. I hope it's not this. I hope it's not our. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. But we'll see. See what happens. Awesome. Jamie, good. Glad you're there. Yep, everybody's there. All the locals are there. All the major companies are there too. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. All right, if you guys have not hit the like button, please take a moment. We have 248 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 250. Can we get 2 more likes? If you are out there and you hear me. Oh, you know what? I know where we can get 1 more like. Superball has not liked the stream yet. Let's get Superball to like the stream. Superball needs to like the stream. All right. 249 likes. Superball is going to be the 250th. There we go. Superball is number 250. Yes. We know that. All right. Superball is going to guess. Let's see. Superball is harsh. She's going to go with 11 to 15 years. All right, Superball is in the house. Just Girl Baking. What is Superball? Jeff, yep. If you just look at what's going on, the judge isn't on the bench. Judge just took a recess. So judge just took a recess. Moonchild, how are you? Welcome in. Good to see you. Kalia says, is there any pre-sentencing investigation or whatever with a plea deal? Yeah, PSI. That's a really good question. I do not know the answer to that. But let me look it up. Let's see. Let me see if I can spell right. Investigation. If you accept a plea deal. All right, let's see what they say. Yes, a pre-sentence investigation or PSI often happens after you accept a plea deal, but it depends on the terms of your agreement and the court's rules. If the plea deal leaves sentencing open for the judge to decide, or if the judge wants a background report before finalizing the agreed sentence, a probation officer will investigate your history. So I guess, yeah, so Kelly, yeah, I guess so. I guess the PSIs would be done. Ooh, 292. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Bridget, how are you? Good morning to you. Rose Red, she's been in jail since she was arrested. Here's the deal. Here's the thing. She was arrested August 10th of 2022. What's today's date? August 10th, 2026. So literally 4 years to the day she was arrested. She was arrested in Hawaii. She was arrested August 10th of 2022. This happened in April. So she, 4 years to the day. Isn't that interesting? I think that it's like one of those things that it's just like, the coincidences are just pretty amazing. So if you read our backstory, if you guys have questions, take a moment and look at our backstory, or look at our description, I should say. So on August 10th, she was arrested in Hawaii. She was she was at a rehab there. Kid Bubble Wrap. Kid Bubble Wrap Stephanie. You've changed your name. Kid Bubble Wrap Stephanie. 12 months. Thank you for 12 months. That's awesome. Trevor says she's like Sarah Boone and Sharilla. 30 years to life. Fashion Blair, how are you? Good morning. You are welcome, Kelia. She's been in jail for literally 4 years. Literally 4 years to the day. She was arrested August 10th of 2022. And here we are, August 10th of 2026. So, Lori, she will probably get 10 years. With good time, she will get out 6 to 7. Yeah. Gypsy Soul, good morning to you. Welcome in. Welcome in. That's your rapper name for the Tupac trial. Keefe D, yeah. We can't cover it. We're not going to be able to cover it day in and day out, but I was thinking about maybe doing a weekly recap. So that's still on the table. I think I may want to do a weekly recap. Jamie, the judge had to go get coffee. Nice. 302. Thank you, guys. 302 likes. Really appreciate that. Shannon, yes. Celebrate 300. Woo. Treasure Hog, thank you for the watermelon. Awesome. Lori, I'm thinking it will be. I think the local channels will stream it. I'm not sure if the large corporations will, but I'm sure a local channel. If they don't stream it, they'll definitely do video. So we'll keep an eye. His what do you call it? His jury selection starts today. So jury selection starts today. Same with Mario Fernandez. So we're going to focus more on Mario than the Keefe D trial. But I may do weekly recaps. We'll still figure that out. Kid Bubble, thank you. Kid Bubble Wrap. That's just so funny. You kill me. You're just too funny. All right. Treasure Hog, there you are. Hello, hello. Debbie, thank you for the 5 Trial TV Live gifted memberships. Appreciate that. Gypsy Soul, you got one. Awesome. I love it when we have people in chat. Fashion Blair got one. Jamie got one. Oh, that is fantastic. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you so much. Let's Go and Tasha also received gifted memberships. Shannon, thank you for the floating hearts. Appreciate that. Now, I love when that happens. Calypso and RA is going to cover Keefy D. Wow. All right. That'll be fun. Hey, Richard, how are you? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Did you see my note about the Fulio disappearing? Yeah. Well, for protection, Aaron's been following that. We've been following that. I don't know if you guys know, but Aaron's been tracking them throughout the entire system. She has not been able to find all 5 of them. All 5 that were involved are not in the system anymore. So, yep, we've been talking to Florida PI Sam about that as well. What? Oh, what? My thing's on. Can you guys hear me? All 5 then. All right. Anyway, so yes, yes, Aaron has been tracking the Fulio 5. They were out of the system Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure if they're back in or not, but we talked to Florida PI Sam over the weekend, and she seems to think it's not a big deal. We think it's a conspiracy, but you never know. Your son is moving to Maine. You're in Milwaukee. Your husband sells on eBay, and we are moving. Surrounded by bubble wrap. That's pretty funny. Fashion Blair, thank you for the two star jewels. Appreciate that. Pauline, thank you for the sunshine. Appreciate that. Thank you, Brad. Yeah, Erin had her computer. It's okay. Oh, all right. Judge is back on. Now, this is still not Courtney, but let's just hear it. Judge is back on the bench. Let's hear what she has to say.
On page 3, Mr. Shaquille Dixon, I'm going to set that in for tomorrow, 11. That being said, if we hear anything from Mr. Hoffman before that, then I'll probably tell corrections we don't need to have you brought tomorrow, because we've got 9-3 and 9-14, but for now, just let's make sure you have a lawyer. If we don't hear anything, we'll see you tomorrow, 8-11. Okay? All right, so that appears to conclude the calendar, but for the plea. So I will take a break, and when everyone is assembled, corrections and everyone, we can come back out and prepare that.
All right, so she's going to take another break. I'm going to go grab some water. I'll be back in 2 seconds, but Judge is going to take a break. Everybody's assembled, and then they're going to come back, and we're going to deal with Courtney. So I'm going to be back in 2 seconds. All right. Now they're just waiting for Courtney to show up. All right. So next up will be Courtney. She said everybody's assembled. She's going to take a short little break there. Yep. Not much going on. Queen's Curls. I rushed home from school hoping to get to watch it with you guys. Awesome. Love it that you made it. All right, so the question is, how much time is Courtney going to get? So we have to, first of all, the judge has to accept, well, I guess the state is going to say what the plea is, and then the judge has to, I'm not quite sure how this process is going to work. I don't know if we hear from both sides and then the judge accepts the plea, or the judge accepts the plea and then we hear from, I would think we would hear from from both sides before they accept the plea. Hey Claire, welcome in. So great that you joined us. Appreciate that. Let's see if we can catch any words here. Oh, there's the gallery. They're showing the gallery.
But I'm not gonna, it's not my case, it's his case, and I think we would prefer to stay with what is
Get it over with. Quick.
Elaine, why doesn't Courtney sit with her lawyers instead of in the jury seat? She may sit with her lawyers. Now she may sit with her lawyers. This may be the time where she does sit with her lawyers. Sleep with one eye open. Hello. Good morning or good afternoon to you. Here in the back. Give us a wave. Give us a wave, Jamie. Or do something. Oh, you just did. Oh, I said flip your hair. Flip your hair. That's really funny. Garlic Angel, good morning to you. How are you doing? Okay, you're in the black shirt. Okay. So you're way over there. Okay. We see you. This is Florida. This is out of Miami, Florida. All right, there's her mom and dad. That's Deborah and Kim. So this is her mother and father coming in. That's Courtney's father and mother. I'm not sure who the woman in the white top and red pants. I don't know who that is. But that's Deborah and Kim. Jennifer, hello, welcome in. Jamie, I think we saw you. Kid Bubble Wrap Stephanie, thank you for that. I love that jamming gifts. Thank you so much for that. That's her aunt? The woman in the white blouse, red pants? That was her aunt? Gosh, she looks so young. Debbie asked what happened with her parents' case. That got thrown out. That member in the state prosecutor was removed because he would have ended up being a witness, and the defense wanted to remove the entire state's team, but the judge said no. So the lead investigator the lead prosecutor did remove himself. That was Khalil, I'm sorry, Quinnen. And now it's Sean Abuhoff. So it was Khalil. He did remove himself. And then the judge, they dropped those charges about Deborah and Kim hacking in, breaking in, getting into Christian's computer, and then there was also the iCloud accounts. If you guys remember that from the pretrial hearings we were watching last week. Dottie for Gotti, thank you for the Unk alert. Appreciate that. Brenmanak. You're on the West Coast. Early. Early for you. Lucy in the Sky with Glitter. Good morning to you. What did you just send? What's an Unk alert? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why when I was reading, he was saying a program, like what program?
It's something. It's something. I don't know if it's Unk. I'm not sure. You guys tell me. You guys tell me what Unk alert means. Other than just uncle, as my nieces like to call me. Unk. Bob Kitten, good morning to you. Grampy, hello, welcome in. Great to see you. Hope you had a good weekend. Debbie, they should have been charged. Hope Courtney doesn't get away with the 2. Yeah, that's an interesting one because they're saying it was they're saying that it was a shared computer and they didn't break into anything. But then the law enforcement accessed their iCloud accounts, which was deemed. Let me go back to that. Yeah, so Judge Cruz was... So prosecutors had improperly obtained attorney-client privilege communications from the Clenney's iCloud account. So that's why it was dropped. The state dismissed the charges because the privilege messages form the basis of the computer crime case. So that's the gentleman that was facing what's her name? Puglisi. So he is the Clenney's attorney. He was the parents' attorney. Texas Law Cat, thank you so much for the Sunday. Appreciate that. XMMLC, yep. Court is so much hurry up and wait, for sure. It's the embarrassing uncle who dances at the cookout and thinks he knows everything. That's funny. I guess she's coming out there. I don't know why. I don't know if she's going to sit with the if she's going to sit with her representation or if she's going to sit there. I would think she would sit with her representation. At this point, I would think that she'd be sitting with her representation. Heather, yeah, that was a super zoom. Let's see. Gina, even 15 years isn't justice. It should be more like 25 to 30. Lana, greetings from Australia. It's 1 a.m. I need to sleep, but I'm hanging out for this verdict. Thank you. Appreciate that. Lego My Briefs, good morning to you. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. And from Australia, Lana, thank you. Is Aussie Gardner still with us? Is our mod Aussie Gardner still with us? Guess where Aussie Gardner is from? Now, if you guys were watching the deep dives with us over the last couple of days, and sometimes this feed gets a little wonky because I think they're deep in the courtroom. We were kind of trying to figure that out. I see how it's getting a little squidgy there. We think that maybe the connection isn't the best. All right, so that's Puglisi there in the red looking at us, and I'm pretty sure that's the Clenney's, Kim and Deborah's attorney. So we're just waiting for, really at this point, for Courtney to show up. Seems like everybody's there. We're just waiting for Courtney to show up. Oh, Aussie Gardner went back to bed. Jamie, yeah, the Wi-Fi. Yeah. That's why I think we're having some issues. And it's definitely them. It's not us. It's not our Comcast. JPC, good morning to you. Welcome in. Yeah, in this case, it is not our Comcast. It's not our internet connection. It's their. Kim, welcome in from the UK. It's 2:50. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I believe this is, I know I looked him up before. So Jude Usadomo, I believe, is who is representing the Clenneys. And that's him with the glasses on. Yeah, so Jude Fasadomo. He's the gentleman with the glasses. He's talking to Puglisi. There's Puglisi there. So he represents Kim and Deborah Clenney. Paulette Kelly, you were like number 333. Nice. UK introvert. Hope plea deal includes prohibition on profiting from the crime when she gets out. No Netflix deals, etc. That'd be sickening. More than likely it would. More than likely there'll be the Son of Sam laws where you can't, you're not allowed to profit, but you never know. Chances are they'll enact that. Heidi, how are you? Welcome in. Kim Hall, nice to meet you. I enjoy watching Trial TV. Thank you. Thank you for joining us and watching with us today. All right, so any minute now, we're just waiting for Courtney to come in. That is her parents' lawyer right there. So that's interesting. He's going to be there. So that means he's going to be talking. He's going to. They have some kind of stake in this. So I'm going to be interested to see what he has to say. His name is Jude. He's former assistant public defender. All right. So his name is Jude Fasadomo. I believe that's how he says it. Let me just put that down here. Jude Fasadomo. So that's the Clenneys. So Kim and Deborah, attorney. If I could spell attorney right, I'll post this for you guys. So Jude Fasadona. So he's the guy with the glasses. He's talking to Miss Puglisi, Sabrina. No, that's who is that? That's I wasn't able to identify her. That's not Tara Kawas, because Tara Kawas represented Catherine McBanawa. If you remember her from Donna Adelson and Dan Markell. She has been in some pretrial hearings. I haven't been able to identify this woman yet. You guys know who this attorney is. She's been with Courtney too. All right, we're just waiting for Courtney to show up. And the big question is, will she sit with her attorneys or will she sit in the jury box, which is what she's done through all her pretrial hearings. Now, Paul Canero, Claire, if you're listening, I'm pretty sure Paul did not, during his sentencing, he did not sit with his attorneys, right? He sat in the jury box. Because I remember the judge sentencing him, and I'm pretty sure Canero was sitting facing the judge. He was in the jury box. So maybe she'll sit there. I don't know. I mean, we've seen other sentences where they sit. The defendant sits with their attorneys. Trevor, that is correct. She has been in jail, not prison. That is correct. Yep, jail is before you get convicted. Yeah, Paul was alone. I thought so too. Yeah, that's what I remember. Siva, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. DJ investigates. Courtney's going to make her grand entrance. Yeah, well. Court watcher, this is going to be interesting. Claire, I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I thought he was with his attorneys. No, Aaron made a short. He definitely was in the jury box. Yeah, he was in the jury box. I don't know if he was there the whole time or not. I think he definitely, when he was getting sentenced, he was in the jury box. That I remember. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Aaron made a short of it, and she just sent me a screenshot. Yeah, he was. I remember him. He was in the jury box. Oh, then maybe didn't he have to stand? Remember Claire and you guys? Remember he had to stand, and he stood for. I think he stood for a long time, for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever it was. All right, here we go.
Harvey, was Pittman here? Pittman was here? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Already started.
Well, we're going to use it now. He can plug it in after.
You gotta make sure you got everything right.
I know I got everything right.
Okay.
That's fine.
No problem. I just don't use paper. I know, huh? Carlito, welcome back.
Please keep your phones on your lap at all times.
You got it right? You got it right? Okay. You can just give it to the judge. You can just... You need to write it down? You sure? Picture's right? She signed what? Yes, I'll be good.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Good morning. We're here in the case of the state of Florida versus Courtney Clenney. Would the parties please state their appearances for the record, starting with the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Sean Abuhoff on behalf of the state, Kathleen Hogue on behalf of the state, and then on behalf of the next of kin, Mr. Larry Hanfield.
Good morning. And on behalf of Ms. Clenney?
Good morning, Your Honor. Frank Prieto on behalf of Ms. Clenney, along with my co-counsel, Ms. Sabrina Puglisi, and Ms. Diane Karames. Ms. Clenney is present in custody, Your Honor.
And also, Judge, I apologize for interrupting, but also the next of kin is present. Mr. Hanfield is going to introduce them.
All right, thank you.
Yes, please stand. First, we have the mom, Mr. Oshino Obumseli. We have the brother, Jeffrey. Would you please stand? We have Karen. And we have other family members, Auntie. We have Clara. And we have Sandra.
Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you.
And Judge, just for the record, she's printing on page 2 of Your Honor's calendar.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Abuhoff, I understand the state will be filing an amended information at this time?
Yes, Judge. And in anticipation of this plea, the state has filed a amended information charging the defendant with 1 count of manslaughter with a deadly weapon. It is a first-degree felony, punishable up to 30 years in state prison. That changes her guideline score from what it was to now 124.5 months in state prison, up to 30 years in state prison.
All right. Mr. Prieto?
Yeah, Judge, we've entered plea not guilty, demand discovery, and request trial by jury at this time.
That being said, I understand the parties have reached a resolution in this case where Ms. Clenney will be pleading guilty. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right.
That is correct, Judge. I am passing up the written plea agreement that is signed by not only the state, the defendant, but also all of her attorneys. A major part of this, Judge, is that she's pleading guilty to this amended information, to the charge that was announced just now. There's a factual proffer that's a part of this plea agreement. We're going to ask Your Honor to read it. She will be agreeing to that factual proffer, but most importantly, she is agreeing and admitting that she is the cause of the stab wound that Mr. Obumseli received, and then that she is taking criminal responsibility for her actions. As part of this plea agreement, the state is willing to accept her plea. We've discussed this at length with the next of kin and certainly with Mr. Hanfield. And certainly when there's any agreement, no one is happy at the end of this, and we understand that. But the agreement that the state is willing to accept is that the defendant would be adjudicated guilty. She'll be sentenced to 6 years in state prison, followed by 5 years of reporting probation. As part of her probation, she must complete a mental health evaluation and treatment. There's a time frame in which she is to complete it. That's part of the plea agreement. Substance abuse evaluation and treatment. That's also a time constraint that's going to be in the agreement. And then it's 60 days, Your Honor. And then the batterer's intervention program. If she does violate her probation in any way at any point, she's waiving extradition back to Florida, and as well that she faces back to her guidelines, which are 124.5 months in state prison, up to 30 years in state prison. Although not specifically in this plea agreement, the state attorney has asked me to discuss the topic specifically that it discusses, and it's important that nobody who is a convicted murderer to killing someone, if someone is convicted of murder, they are not to financially benefit as a result of that. That's Florida Statute 944.512. It's effectively our iteration of the Son of Sam law, but it is a statutory lien that attaches automatically, and if the Attorney General's office were to decide to seek some form of lien or process in that, then that we would be supporting them in that. We do believe that nobody should benefit financially from murdering somebody, so we will provide any evidence that they request. We'll work hand in hand with the Attorney General's office if they so seek to do some form of lien or some financial proceeding against Ms. Clenney, understanding that she will be released at some point and may seek to financially benefit as a result of this. But it's not part of the plea agreement, but it is something that attaches automatically.
All right. Mr. Prieto, I'll hear from you as to the plea agreement in its written form. Is that your understanding of the plea?
That is correct, Judge, and all the conditions and all the agreements are contained within that document. Outside the four corners of those the multiple-page document, we do not agree that number 944.512 is constitutional. We reserve our right to challenge that.
At this point, that's not part of this proceeding. It attaches automatically. It is constitutional. It is the law. What they do subsequent hearings is to them. But as we stand here today, because it does attach, I'm just simply announcing that we will work hand in hand with the Attorney General's office. It needs no further discussion, but the fact is that no one should financially benefit from murdering somebody.
Well, Judge, I do have the right to speak on my client's behalf, and so I'm going to put on the record that we believe that statute's unconstitutional. It's not an issue for the plea agreement, like Mr. Admiral said. It is 100% accurate. However, we reserve the right to challenge that in the future. We do not think it's constitutional, and it would be challenged should any Attorney General seek to enforce that, but that's an argument for another day should it arise.
All right. Very good. In preparation for today's proceedings, I have been privy to the agreed-upon plea, and I will ratify the agreement of the parties at this time based on the following. This case originated 4 years ago in 2022. Since then, the parties, both the state of Florida and the defense in this case, have engaged in diligent and extensive preparation of the case. That preparation consisted of a thorough investigation that included, but was not limited to, the routine discovery process that is involved in a complex criminal case, as well as literally thousands of pages of legal motions and responses, the consultation of experts from both sides who opined on various legal issues, such as self-defense, battered partner syndrome, and issues regarding manner of death. Based on the investigation of the case and the resulting legal analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of this case from both the state's perspective as well as the defense, and perhaps most importantly, the victim's family's wishes to bring closure to this horrific and life-changing experience, the parties have reached a resolution that this court will not frustrate. The parties have also agreed on a factual proffer, as stated by the prosecutor, that I will now read into the record. The state of Florida and the defendant agree as to the following factual proffer. A. Christian Obumseli, hereafter the victim, and the defendant began dating in late 2020. Their relationship is defined by the parties as being extremely tempestuous and combative, as both have been involved in numerous domestic violence incidents. B. The victim and the defendant moved to South Florida in January 2022, taking up residence in a condominium located at One Paraiso Residences, located in Miami-Dade County. There were many complaints made by residents and security staff lodged against the couple during the 3 months that they resided in the complex. As a result, the management company was in the process of evicting the couple. C. On April 3rd, 2022, Miami Police and Miami Fire Rescue responded to their condo after a 911 call was made reporting a stabbing. Officers found the victim with a singular stab wound to the chest. After the incident, the defendant provided a knowingly, intelligent, and voluntarily made statement to the police, confirming that she was responsible for the stab wound. The knife penetrated approximately 8 centimeters into the victim's chest, puncturing the right subclavian artery. The victim was transported to Jackson Memorial Hospital, where he died from his injuries. Madam Clerk, would you please swear in Ms. Clenney?
Yes, Your Honor. Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. You can put your hand down. Please state your full name for the record.
Courtney Clenney.
What is your date of birth?
4/29/1996.
How far did you get in school?
I have no GED.
Do you have any history of mental illness?
I was diagnosed with severe PTSD.
Are you currently under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, Your Honor.
Have you understood everything that was discussed with your attorneys prior to coming to court, as well as what we're doing here in court today?
Yes, Your Honor. No.
Do you understand if you are not a United States citizen, this plea will result in negative immigration consequences such as deportation or removal?
Yes.
Have you spoken to your attorneys about that, and do you still wish to accept this plea knowing that?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to remain silent, and that silence cannot be used against you at trial?
Yes.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to testify?
Yes.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to confront, cross-examine, and present witnesses?
Yes.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to hold the state of Florida to its burden of proving the case beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
The following question does not seem to apply in this case, but I have to ask in every case. Do you understand that the offense to which you are pleading is a sexually violent or sexually motivated offense, or if you've been previously convicted of such an offense, this plea may result in involuntary civil commitment as a sexually violent predator upon the completion of your sentence?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand if you violate the terms and conditions of your probation, you're facing up to 30 years in the state prison?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you still wish to plead guilty?
I do.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty and you believe this plea is in your best interest? Have you spoken to your attorneys about the plea? Have they answered all of your questions?
Yes.
Do you need any more time to discuss the plea with your attorneys?
No.
Are you satisfied with their services? I'd like to talk to you for a moment about the written plea agreement that I have in my hands. It is 8 pages, and on the bottom left of each page it says defendant's initials, CC. Are those your initials?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you reviewed every line, every word, every page of this plea agreement with your attorneys?
Yes.
Now turning over to page 6 of 8. It's entitled Defendant's Representation of Effectiveness of Counsel. Is that your signature over the line that says Courtney Clenney, defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then each of your attorneys has also signed on page 7 and 8, Mr. Prieto, Ms. Laura Puglisi, and Ms. Karamas. Are those your signatures?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Thank you. And finally, certificate of defendant on page 8 of 8. Once again, Courtney Clenney, defendant. Is that your signature on that line?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that even if I do not state orally here on the record that everything contained within this written plea agreement will be made part of the judgment and sentence, even if I don't say it out loud?
Yes.
Mr. Prieto, have you and your team reviewed all items of evidence disclosed by the state with Ms. Clenney?
We have, Your Honor.
Do the state or defense know of any items of physical evidence containing DNA that could exonerate the defendant? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
None of it.
Does the defense waive PSI?
We waive PSI, Your Honor.
Do the state and defense stipulate to a factual basis? State?
State stipulates.
The
Defense?
defense will stipulate as contained in the plea agreement.
Ms. Clenney, I find the plea has been entered into knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently, that you understand the nature and consequences of the plea, there's a factual basis for the plea, and that you're represented by good and competent counsel with whom you say you're satisfied. At this time, I will be adjudicating you, and I'm going to turn to page 3 of 8. As I said, there are some other provisions contained within this written plea agreement that will be made part of the judgment and sentence. I'm assessing court costs and any and all statutory and mandatory fines. You will be fingerprinted. We should have DNA on file. Before we turn it to the victim impact portion, is there anything further on behalf of the state?
Nothing to say, Judge.
Defense?
Yeah, Judge, I would just, as far as corrections and computing her time served, to remember she was initially detained in Hawaii when she was in the rehab facility, so her actual booking date here at TGK does not reflect all of her credit for time served. I don't have the date of arrest, but I believe the date of arrest in Hawaii was August 10th of 2022, so she should receive all credit for time served from that date moving forward.
Does the state agree?
But Judge, the only issue is going to be, one, there has to be an order for it. Otherwise, it's going to be from the time in which she was brought into custody. So,
right. So if you're in agreement, let's draft an order, credit for time served on August 10th, 2022.
We will do that. We'll have it to Your Honor today.
All right. Anything further on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'm filing the written plea agreement that I have now initialed and executed with the clerk. I'd like to now turn it over to Mr. Hanfield. But first, I would like to extend my deepest condolences to the Obumseli family. As I said previously, thank you all for making the time to come here today, and I'm very, very sorry for this.
Judge, actually, before Mr. Hanfield speaks on behalf of the entire family, I believe we have Ms. Karen Akluna, who is going to be reading the victim's mother's statement to the court.
Thank you.
As I stand here to read my victim impact statement, I first give thanks to the Lord Almighty for His protection and guidance over our family throughout these past 4 years. I also want to thank the attorneys, the State Attorney's Office, Larry Hanfield, and everyone who helped make sure that Christian's voice and our family's voices were heard. I thank our family and our friends who called, prayed for us, checked on us, and stood beside us through this very, very difficult journey. I am Christian's mother. Words can never fully explain how Christian's death has affected my life and the lives of everyone in our family. There is simply too much pain to put on paper. On April 4th, 2022, while I was at work, I received the call that no parent should ever have to receive. I was asked to give consent for my son's eyes to be donated. I had just talked to him the day before and had no knowledge that he had been killed. That was the darkest day of my life. And the darkness continued to unfold as I learned Christian had been killed by his girlfriend, Courtney Clenney, someone he had trusted and loved. Since April 2022, I have lived with fear, anxiety, sleepless nights, heartache, and more tears than I could ever count. 4 years later, there are still nights when I cannot sleep. There are moments when my mind goes back to the last moments of Christian's life. As his mother, those thoughts are very difficult for me to carry. There was a joy in my life and in our family's life before Christian died that has never completely returned. His death did not only affect me, however. It affected my entire family, including his older brother, Jeffrey, his cousins who were raised as siblings, and his grandmother who loved him so much and called him her precious. We have all had to learn how to live with the empty place that cannot be filled. But I do not want Christian to be remembered only for how he died. Christian was my son. Everyone who knew Christian, who truly knew him, can attest that he was kind-hearted, compassionate, friendly, and respectful. He cared about other people. I remember one day when Christian and I were driving to a store. I stopped and I was going to give a homeless man a few dollars. Christian encouraged me to do much more than that. It was a small moment, but it showed the kind of heart he had. He saw another human being who needed help, and he wanted to make sure that that person had enough. Christian, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that I had the privilege of being your mother. Those are the memories that no one can ever take from us and me. Nothing can erase the pain of the day that I buried my son. Nothing can describe what it feels like for a mother to stand at the grave of her child. There are also the things that will never happen for me now that he's gone. The birthdays, the holidays we will not celebrate with him. The conversations we will never have. The person he would have continued to become. Those losses continue much longer after today's court case ends. For more than 4 years, we've lived with the loss every day and waited for accountability. Today closes a legal chapter, but it certainly doesn't close our grief. No sentence, no plea can bring back my son to me. My only hope is to carry his memory forward and to continue healing as a family. My prayer is that after today, Christian will simply not be remembered by the public as a name connected to a criminal case. He was a son. He was a brother. He was a cousin. He was a nephew and a grandson. And he was a friend to a lot of people. He was loved. He had a future, and his life had value and mattered. As a family, we are very private people. We have endured this loss while much of Christian's life and death have been discussed publicly and inaccurately to support a narrative created by Courtney, the person who took my son's life. There are parts of our grief that belong only to us, and I choose to keep those things within our family. But I want this court to understand this much. The loss of Christian did not end on April 4th, 2022. We carry it with us every day. Through everything, I continue to place my faith in God. Christian Toby Obumseli, I know you are with the Lord. Onwane Tilora, as your brother called you, which means the moon in the sky that shines for everyone. That is how I choose to remember you, as a light. Your legacy and your memory will remain with us. We miss you. We love you. May you continue to rest in peace, my son.
Thank you for those beautiful words.
May it please the court. Representative of the State Attorney's Office, Courtney Clenney. On behalf of the Obumseli family, I would like to read into the record their final comments. April 4th of 2022, Christian Obumseli suffered a painful and tragic death at the hands of the person he loved. Sadly, that will be the person that would ultimately take his life. Christian loved deeply. It was his love that caused him to stay. Even after being previously cut in the face, previously stabbed in the leg by Courtney, he would later write that his love would eventually get him killed. In many ways, he predicted his own death at the hands of Courtney Clenney. Unfortunately, like so many individuals who are get caught up in not loving relationship, but just destructive relationship, he stayed. And we are here today because what he believed became a reality. By resolving this case today by way of a plea, Courtney Clenney avoids being judged by a jury of her peers, but that will never be able to escape the ultimate and final judgment for anyone's conduct. That judgment can only be handled by our Creator, our Almighty God. Your actions, you need to know, as you sit here today, and as you finish out serving your time for punishment, that you have left the Obumseli family with a void that can never be filled. The pain that continues to endure today as painful as it was when they learned of his untimely death. It is a pain that will never completely go away. A chair where family gathers for holidays will always remain empty. The Obumseli family has been forced into joining a membership that no family should ever want to be a part of. And as a family of mothers of murdered children. As a family, we still cannot get past the fact that Kristen was stabbed while you remained on the phone with your mom. You then called downstairs to security, and then your third and final call, which should have been your first call, was to 911. In the meantime, you offered no life-saving measures to try to save Kristen's life. To us, that is inhumane. Kristen was someone's son, someone's brother, someone's nephew, someone's cousin, someone's friend, and most importantly, he was deeply loved. His life had meaning. He had a future. And his family deserved to grow old with him. He was robbed of all those things while you still have all yours to enjoy. Nothing can bring Kristen back. Nothing can erase what happened. And nothing can fill the space that will forevermore be left empty. We will carry Kristen's memory, his love, and his legacy with us for the rest of our lives. I thank the court for giving us, as a family, the opportunity to be heard and to let this be a part of the record. But lastly, through it all, we never even received an apology, an acknowledgement for the loss that changed our lives forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hayfield. Would anyone else like to speak at this time?
I don't believe so, Judge. Not from the state.
Once again, for the entire family, thank you for being here. Thank you for the beautiful words that we read and what Mr. Hayfield read. Thank you for sharing the collage of pictures of Christian with me. And I really, really pray that his memory is a blessing to all of you. Thank you. Is there anything further on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense? Not by the defense, Judge.
Okay. I want to thank the attorneys once again for your diligent preparation and professionalism throughout the process. The court will be in recess at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
All rise. You can take a seat.
So I thought he was going to make a call.
You gave it to me.
Maybe once a week. Wait, hold on. Let me talk to you. Take everything. What you want back? Everything.
All right, that's that. We're going to look for a press conference. I'm going to stick around for a press conference. I am still a little confused with the time served. To me, it didn't seem like it was going to be a reduction. Yeah, that seems to be it.
Running out?
Yeah, I'll stay here for a second.
You see what I've done? I don't know. Process my paperwork. Zoom on out. See you tomorrow, everybody. Same place, 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Don't be late. Yes, sir. Don't say it.
Coffee? Did you check and see if there's any coffee left? What's that? Did you check and see if there's any coffee?
I did not check. I had one good today. Yeah, you've done a great job, sir.
I go home. Check and see if there's any coffee left?
Never enough.
Please take it. Oh, no, I'm turning off the machine.
You made coffee, guys? Yeah, you made a coffee?
Yeah. I didn't have back there, so.
Oh, it's pretty decent.
I was scared they would mess up the machine or something, so let me do it, you know?
Yeah. Okay. It's not big tomorrow, right, Carlos, it's not big tomorrow, is it? Tomorrow's calendar not big. It's not big. You here tomorrow? What? She has everything. It's the car. She has everything. Thank you so much. Oh.
I'm just waiting for see if we can get any kind of press conference or somebody talking afterwards. So what I'm interested in, okay, she got 6 years with time served. So that's why I think it was the 10 years and they knocked it down to 4. I don't think it's going to be 6 years, time served 4 years, knocks it down to 2. I didn't hear anything that said 6 years minus the time served. So to me, the way I'm interpreting in that, it was the 10 years, knocked it down to 6 years, 5 years of probation, mental health evaluation, substance evaluation, both with treatment and then battered intervention program, the first year of probation. So she's getting fingerprinted there. So I do think it's going to be 6 years. She could do the what's it, 85% though. There is that. There is that.
It says Darby.
Yeah. Oh, I think.
Celebrity package.
She took your love lady.
20 years. 25 years now?
And Christian's family was okay with this.
This one ain't about.
They were okay with this.
Oh, okay.
That they will do the motion on Friday. They didn't do. He picked up two more, so they did them today. But that one was on Friday. Right?
Okay, Friday. I got on my dates, Carlos. Okay.
Just want to see if there's going to be a press conference at all. Probation will be out of state. That one, I didn't hear that, Nessie. I didn't hear that. I'll rewind it. We can hear it again.
I'm done. My job is done. I'm coming up.
I thought you told me you were not going to be here on Monday.
I know, I told you that. I did.
And I knew you were going to be here too.
So they basically, it was manslaughter. She pled guilty to manslaughter. The state asked for 6 years, 5 years probation. Violation of probation would put her back into. So she has like 11 years to not do this again. Even though she has done it, we know she stabbed Christian twice, once in the leg, a while ago, and then of course the one in the chest, which took his life. Apparently, she has done this to other people. There was another person that admitted that she, assaulted him as well. So she has done this before. They asked for not to benefit financially, but the defense believes that's unconstitutional, even though the Son of Sam law was passed. Back in the 70s. But they're going to argue that later. So the defense apparently thinks that she's allowed, or she should be able to benefit financially from this, which is disgusting when you think about it. All right, I'm not really seeing anything on local news about a press conference. All right, there she goes. All right, I'm going to rewind it. Let's listen again.
Would anyone else like to speak?
See, when was the exact moment?
Credit for time served on August 10th, 2022.
We will do that. We'll have it to Your Honor today.
All right. Anything further on behalf of the defense?
Today.
All right. Anything further on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'm filing the written plea agreement that I have now initialed and executed with the clerk. I'd like to now turn it over to Mr. Hanfield. But first, I would like to extend my deepest condolences to the. We should have DNA on file. Before we turn it to the victim impact portion, is there anything further on behalf of to the charge of manslaughter with a deadly weapon? At this time, I will be adjudicating you, and I'm going to turn to page 3 of 8. I said there are some other provisions contained within this written plea agreement that will be made part of the judgment and sentence. I'm assessing court costs and any and all statutory and mandatory fines. You will be fingerprinted. We should have DNA on file. Before we turn it to the victim impact portion, is there anything further on behalf of the state?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Defense?
Yeah, Judge, I would just, as far as corrections in computing her time served, to remember she was initially detained in Hawaii when she was in the rehab facility, so her actual booking date here at TGK does not reflect all of her credit time served. I don't have the date of arrest, but I believe...
I mean, the way I'm interpreting it, that it's 6 years with applicable time served. So to me, she's going to be 6 years in prison and then 5 years probation. That's the way I interpreted that. I'm just seeing if there's any kind of press conference, but I'm not seeing anything on the local news. Well, she was arrested August 10th of 2022. So today's August 10th, 2026. So to me, that's 4 years, literally 4 years, on the dot. See if there's anything going on over here. I just want to see if there's going to be a press conference or anything. I'm not really seeing anything. I guess everybody said what they need to say. No, there is a press conference, but try and find it. Just trying to find a press conference here. So the family is speaking, but we can't find any. I can't find a. Might be just a video later, unfortunately. Yeah. Claire View, looking for clarification if it's 6 years on top of the 4 served or only 2. I think it's 6 years. I don't think, and time served would have gotten it to 10 years. That's the way I'm interpreting it, because they didn't say 6 years with time served brings it to 2 years, because it's 4 years she's been in jail. So the way I interpret it, judge said 6 years with applicable time served. So to me, that would have made it 10 years. I mean, that's the way I interpret it. It wasn't 100% clear, but I'm trying to find some kind of anything out there that's going to give us just trying to find a press conference. Apparently they are talking, but nobody's got it. Nobody's covering it. So it might be a video later. Yeah, so nobody's actually covering it. Nobody's actually showing it. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. All right, I think I got something here. All right, I've got something. I'm not quite sure. Let's see what this is. Let's check this out. Maybe we'll get some clarification.
From Pembroke Pines, Michaela Hightower, Local 10 News.
Michaela, thank you. A lot going on right now. Live look back again.
But as we stand,
Violence.
Information there. We have Jeff Dadarian, who was inside of that courtroom, live for us right now. Outside of the courtroom, Jeff, how was it inside?
Yeah, hey there, guys. So as you said, this is just wrapping up now. In fact, I'm going to just step out of the way for a moment. We'll show you some live pictures. This is Christian's family right here, directly in front of us, family members hugging, and they're obviously talking about what just happened inside. I can tell you that the courtroom was completely packed. There was not an open seat at all. Clenney's parents, her mother and father, were seated to the right, directly in the first row. To the left, Christian's family was seated in the first couple of rows of the courtroom here, and they did not, the time that I was in there, they did not lock eyes at all. In fact, they just basically kept straight ahead. In terms of reaction from Clenney, no real reaction from her at all when the victim impact statements were being read, no real reaction from her when the judge was reading the sentence, which, if you were with us, you've heard it, but if you were not with us, I'll go over it. She was sentenced to 6 years in state prison, 5 years probation. 6 years in state prison, 5 years probation. She also has to follow up with some mental health treatment. Now, this concludes the case. As we said, this is a change of plea. She had faced a second-degree murder charge. She now changed her plea to manslaughter. She pled guilty, and the judge took her all through the steps of this, which is customary in cases like this. Do you agree to change your plea? Do you agree to all of these things? So that's basically what happened. One other quick thing, guys, before I send it back to you. If she gets time for credit for time served, she's already served 4 years, so she was given a sentence of 6 years. So if you do some quick back of the envelope math, in 20.4 months from now, she will be eligible to get out of prison. So that's what the numbers look like on the sentence. Back to you guys in the studio.
About 2 years when she's released from prison, she will then have 5 years of probation.
There was certainly some back and forth from her attorney on when that time served should actually begin. So that certainly would be a part of the larger conversation with the judge after the judge has accepted that plea deal. The family of Christian Obumseli, apparently involved in these conversations about this plea. The charge of manslaughter with a deadly weapon could carry up to 30 years, but 6 is where they settled, with credit of maybe 4 for time served. The family making it clear they're in the courtroom. They wanted their son's memory and his lasting thoughts when his name was said to not be involved with this case anymore. They wanted closure.
And as you mentioned about her, Jeff mentioned rather, about her possibly getting out in about 20 months or so. If she does violate probation within those 5 years, she could be sentenced to about 30 years. So we will, of course, keep monitoring the situation. We'll keep you updated. We also have our crime specialist, Bridget Matter, inside of the courtroom. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
So, according to that reporter, it still hasn't been finalized. So it still hasn't been finalized. So she could get 4 years time served, which would bring it down to 2 months. I'm sorry, 2 years. All right. So clearly they did have a news conference. I'm just trying to. I don't think anybody's broadcasting it live, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have that. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get that press conference from the family. It might be uploaded later, like on news or something. So the way I interpreted what I thought it was going to be, 6 years with time served, meaning it's 6 years, and then 5 years probation. So she does, but then now that guy's saying, well, the judge still has to give the final ruling. Is it 6 years plus 4 years of time served? So that brings it down to 2 years. Because it seemed to me that the judge was saying 6 years with time served. So Dairy-free nomad. That's what I thought, as the judge has to formally sentence her having taken time to read documentation and process the victim impact statements. So maybe... we're still not done with this. Maybe so maybe there has to be a final ruling. There has to be a final ruling still. Because it did seem odd that they did victim impact statements before. Ooh, wait. Do we possibly have something? Yeah. Hold on. We might have something here, you guys. No, seems like it's over. All right, hold on. I'm going to stay here. Something's going on. No, I'll show this to you. It's nothing exciting, but I don't know why they didn't show it.
In the second row. So, yes.
Yeah, how you doing?
No.
The one trial for you?
The one who was reading with the white. The one reading with the white. On behalf of the mom. I heard that was Karen.
Seems like they already gave the press conference. All right, so I think there was a press conference, but they didn't stream it.
There's enough.
Well, this was a resolution that was agreed to. Her accepting responsibility and pleading guilty is the first step of accountability. What the family wanted was accountability. And at least today we received that in a public record, in a public courtroom. It takes away all the horrific things that has been stated in the media, trying to undermine and destroy Christian's life. But today, closure comes by virtue of she stood up, pled guilty, and accepted responsibility and took responsibility, acknowledging that she was the one responsible. She caused the death of his, and the stabbing was a result of a criminal act, not an act of self-defense, not an accident, but an act that she did willfully, and today she accepted full responsibility for her actions.
You said step one is to lay the groundwork for civil.
All I can say is that I'm not speaking about any civil matter. I'm speaking only solely about the criminal matter.
Do you think the incident with the state attorneys being one of the top prosecutors being forced to get out the case, do you think that whole incident with the laptop issue had to play at going to trial? Maybe we're seeing some things. Does that at all connect to what happened here today?
No. Any incident in reference to the laptop had no bearing. Cases generally are resolved by way of plea prior to trial. This was no different than any other case. The most important thing is that the family wanted someone to accept responsibility, and the family saw that today. She is a convicted felon for the rest of her life. She will be, when she gets out of prison, she will be on 5 years probation. The crime for which she pled guilty to and was convicted as a felon, if she violates probation, carries a 30-year prison sentence. And so therefore, no amount of time was going to bring Kristen back. The family was aware of that. But at least this gives them an opportunity to try to bring closure to a very traumatic, life-changing experience. No family should ever have to go through what the Obumseli had to go to. And they learned of his death through a telephone call, someone from Miami requesting to donate his organs. That's the worst call that anybody should ever have to suffer.
Did the family expect to hear from Courtney Clenney today? Did they want to hear from her today?
Well, I don't think there's anything that she could say that can change what happened. I think that she should have at least apologized, but even her apology would not have removed what she did April of 2022.
If she doesn't violate her probation, though, she's out in 2 years. Is that hard to accept?
It is the reality of the criminal justice system. The criminal justice system, when you're dealing with pleas, is give and take. I represent the family. I don't represent the state attorney's office. Based upon wanting this matter to come to a closure, the family was aware of it and allowed for the resolution to take place as it did today.
Is there something that was risky in going to trial that could have messed up the state's case and maybe got an acquittal?
Well, I think in every case there's always a give and take. There's nothing guaranteed. She could have been found guilty. She could have been found guilty of a lesser, such as manslaughter. Under manslaughter with discharge in the state of Florida, the minimum sentence is probation. The maximum would have been 30 years prison. And so therefore, it's very difficult to speculate as relates to what would have happened at trial. We believe that the evidence would have shown, most importantly, that at the time in which Kristen received the knife in his chest, there was no imminent threat of danger as relates to Courtney Clenney. But nonetheless, this at least brings closure to the family. They want to move on with their life. This has been a nightmare for 4 years. And when we go back to our doing our normal days, they still have to wake up every day with the loss of Kristen Obumseli. And that's something that no family should have to endure. It is very, very tragic. And for a mother to have to bury their own child. So at this point, we now ask that the public allow them to return back to some degree of normality, as difficult as that may be.
Let's say after 2 years she'll be out. Is the family okay with potentially? She made her career making money, right, on social media. Is the family okay with her potentially making money out of what happened to Christian?
Well, the law in Florida is no one convicted of a felony of taking someone's life is allowed to benefit financially for that action. The Attorney General of Florida made that very clear. That is the law in the state of Florida, regardless of what the defense have indicated that they may challenge that law or not. That is the law. It's similar to the Son of Sam's law. Basically, you cannot benefit from your wrongdoing. And so therefore, that is the law. I believe that will be maintained as the law. If there is any enrichment from it, it will go to the victim's family.
Can you talk a little bit about what you had hoped Courtney would have done that day? You said she could have called 911. She could have done a bunch of things she didn't do.
Absolutely.
Talk about that.
Well, I mean, if at the time of the incident, when she threw the knife or stabbed him, as we believe, in his chest, most caring person, even in the act of passion or the act of emotional trauma, once you realize what you have done, most human beings will try to save the person's life. She was on the phone, as evidenced by their own records. At the time, she was on the phone with her mom. He's bleeding to death on the floor. She continued the conversation. The next call she made was to the security downstairs. The last call was to 911. By the time 911 got there, he was dead.
Do you think if she would have called 911 first, we wouldn't be here today?
I don't know, but I know that would have at least shown human compassion. That would have shown some humanity. I think that every reasonable person would agree with that. But to allow a person to bleed to death and then run behind saying you did it in self-defense while they're on the floor dying in your presence, I believe that speaks a whole lot about the character of the person.
And the family believed that his love for her cost him his life.
Absolutely. He predicted it. He indicated in his text, his writings, before that he believed that his love will eventually cause his demise at her hands.
Do they wish he never dated her?
Well, they wished he was alive today. That's what they wish. And they've been robbed of that.
You mentioned injuries he suffered in the past. Also, some mention of the narrative that she painted of abuse by him. Are you suggesting that she was the abuser, far more aggressive than what has been described as?
That's what the independent evidence shows and established. He was cut in the face by her. He went to the hospital. He was stabbed in the thigh by her. And then the ultimate final episode was what happened while we're here today, where he was stabbed in the eye.
Has the court said anything to the family? Have they apologized?
No.
In the courtroom, we heard a little bit about who Christian was. So I wanted to ask, how does the family want him to be remembered?
As a loving person, as a person who would give his last, as a very compassionate person, and even his own conduct has shown that when he was attacked before, where he had to go to the hospital being cut, he didn't call law enforcement. He never called the police on her because he loved her. He was blind by that love. And that's why he felt and predicted that it would be love that would take his life. It was in his text. He was texting her. These are evidence that were found in his text phone. Thank you all so much.
All right, I'm still seeing conflicting reports. I'm seeing some people are saying 6 years, some people are saying 2 years for the 4 years time served. So I don't know. I'm seeing conflicting reports from news reports, from people that follow, that are lawyers. To be quite honest, I really don't know what her final sentence is going to be. I'm still seeing conflicting reports. Some people are saying 6 years. Some people are saying 6 minus the 4, so 2 years. I really don't know what the final outcome is going to be. Yeah, this is just really confusing. And her civil case has been concluded as well. This is so confusing. Again, I'm on X and I'm on news reports, and some people are saying, no, it's 6 years. Some people are saying, no, it's possible 2 years because of the 4 years that she's already served. So it's rather confusing. I wish I could give you guys a final outcome, but I'm looking at a bunch of different, like I said, I'm looking at people don't know. Some people are saying 6 years, some people are saying 2 years. So, all right, let me read this. She plea folder. Okay, hold on. So this lawsuit was settled. All right. This was a lawsuit against one Parisio condominium. So this is an action for damages in excess of $50,000, exclusive of interest, costs, and attorney's fees. So this was them. The estate of Christian was suing the condominium. Failing to police, patrol, guard, deter, or otherwise provide adequate protection, failing to hire, retain adequate security, failing to have a sufficient number of guards in visible areas to deter crime. So she's listed in this as well. Yes, and Courtney Clenney. Okay, so she's listed in this as well. So this was the civil lawsuit. So this apparently was, this was also dropped. And this was March. This was March 17th. Wait, that was a demand for a jury trial. All right, here is from August 10th. Former OnlyFans model charged with had the civil case stemming from Christian's passing formally closed just days before her attorneys announced a plea deal. So she reached a plea agreement with prosecutors. We knew that. Months after her arrest in 2022 of August 10th, we know that, Obumseli's family filed a civil lawsuit against her and several companies connected to the couple's apartment building. The suit accused Clenney of battery and alleged that the condominium, property management, and security defendants failed to provide adequate security despite circumstances the estate claimed made the fatal attack foreseeable. It shows that Clenney resolved the claims against her will before the plea agreement went public. So December 3rd of 2025, the estate filed a notice. The claims against Clenney were then voluntarily dismissed with prejudice on March 4th of 2026. The civil lawsuit continued against other defendants after Clenney was dismissed. The final order came 10 days before Clenney's attorneys announced an July 31st that she had reached a plea agreement. In a statement, Clenney's attorneys confirmed that a plea agreement had been reached. All right, we knew all this. All right, so I guess that lawsuit's been dismissed. All right. So, all right, once we get some clarification as to what she's actually going to be spending, because again, I'm seeing some people are saying 6 years, some people are saying 2 years with time served, 6 years plus the 2 years time served. So once we get some kind of final clarification, I'm not quite seeing final clarification just yet. Let me see if this sentenced to 6 years. All right. Sorry, I'm just reading through this. So that's the lawsuit again. So apparently that's been dismissed. Just trying to find some kind of clarification on this, and maybe again, maybe the judge has the final say. As to what it will actually be. Because again, half the world out there is saying 6 years, half the world saying 2 years. So we seem to be we seem to be divided on this. Likely less with 85% served. All right. She was sentenced to 6. She'll serve 4. Florida inmates serve 85% of her sentence. She'll be out in less than 2. Yeah, the 85%. That's what I'm reading as well. The whole 85%. Yeah, I'm reading that as well. It's a sweet deal. It's a sweet deal for taking somebody's life. I don't understand it, but the family was okay with it. The state was okay with it. I guess that's pretty much it. So yeah. All right. So she could be out in 13 months. Mel says, "Hey Mel, how are you?" Kaylee, frankly, however many years she spends in prison, she will not learn to submit to rules. She will be back to serve the full 30. Gordon, how are you? Sounds like organized chaos. Yeah, she'll be out in 13 months. Well, we'll follow this. You know, we'll continue to follow this. Once we get some kind of final say, we will we'll do maybe a short, or we'll do like we did with the Fulio, the Charles Jones guys, where we're following them through the system. So we'll see if we can get some updates on her as well, and we'll do some shorts for you guys. So, Yeah, she's only 30. She's only 30 years old. She'll be 35 at the, even on the long end. Let's just say 6 years. Let's just say she does 6 years. She'll be 36. I mean, she's still pretty young. And if she does on the short end 2 years, she'll be 32. Obviously, still pretty young. Well, then she has the 5-year probation. That's the big thing, is the 5-year probation. I mean, obviously, spending time in prison is huge too. But the probation, if she breaks her probation, she'll go back to 30 years. She'll go back in for 30 years. So, happy Cappy. Yeah, it's what the family wanted. That's what they said. Clearview. I only heard defense trying to get animal charges against Christian and some hospital visits from Courtney where she claimed he caused her injury. There was a witness. There was a witness that said that he saw Christian laying hands on Courtney, but it was through a window. Remember, they're on the 22nd floor, so it was through a window across a courtyard. So I don't know. But there was a witness saying that there was a witness that said that he saw Christian, wailing on her. I think those were his words. He's like, she was wailing. He was wailing on her. So there is that. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they just didn't want all that to come out. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? So Elaine, 6 years, 4 years, time served. All right. Well, we'll go with that. We'll give you an update. We'll give you an update. Once we find out for sure, and we'll follow her through the system. We'll follow her through the system like we're doing with the Charles Jones, the Folio 5, as people are calling it. So, all right, you guys, that's gonna be a wrap here. We have another trial to watch. It did happen in the past. It's not a current trial right now. Mario Fernandez is going through jury selection, and Keefe D is going through jury selection. Our focus is going to be on Mario Fernandez and Shanna Gardner. But I may do weekly recaps of the Keefe D. That's to be determined still. I'm hoping I can fit that in. So, but anyway, I have a redirect set up. It's Toby Madden. It's a pretty bonkers trial. It's out of Ohio, so I hope you guys join us for that. I have it set for 2, but I think I'm going to move that to 1 o'clock. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us. So I guess the bottom line is Courtney Taylor Clenney sentenced to 6 years with time served, 5 years probation. She has to go to mental health evaluation, substance evaluation with treatment, battered intervention program within the first year of probation, court costs, and so that's that. So we will definitely keep you abreast of any other news. If anything else comes up out of this, we will post a short. And or video, whatever, probably just a short. But just want to say thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thank you to our mods. Thank you to Aaron. And join us for the Toby Madden. It's going to start. I'm going to move it. It was at 2. I may move it to 1. We'll see. I'll see. Anyway, thanks for joining us. And we will see you guys. Mario Fernandez trial starts next Monday. So right now we're just kind of in between trials. So we're going to do this Toby Madden one, which is about 4 days. And then next week is going to be Mario Fernandez, where we'll be back to a live trial. So with that, again, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to our mods, and thank you to Aaron. And take care, guys. Bye. Oh, did I? Yeah, I did. Okay, bye.